Hi, welcome to English Lesson 22. This is Mr. Brewer. Thanks for joining me. Uh, this is going to be a shorter lesson than Lesson 21. We're just going to kind of go over the expectations for the interview and the outline. We're going to look at a couple videos that relate to the end of Great Gatsby and are kind of a look back on Gatsby, and then we're going to not have any informational work for this assignment. We're not going to continue reading The Color of Law today because there's just going to be some space for work on Thursday and Friday this week for students to catch up and do outstanding work from the past. If you look at the screen on November the 19th, that is the end of this current grading period. So getting in work from the past is very important, especially any work that's connected to the This I Believe essay. All right, old assignments include the entirety of that first essay all the way up to the final draft, which was due on Halloween. Um, and the interview questions and decision on college or career interview was due last Saturday. That's an important assignment to complete before doing the interview and outline because you need those questions to complete the interview and outline. And also due this week is an extra credit assignment tied to The Great Gatsby. So let's look at our learning targets. For writing, we're going to review essay outline procedures while incorporating quotes into our outlines. This means we can take notes during an interview and incorporate those quotes into our essay. The interview and outlines due on Saturday the 14th. If you can get it done by then, that's great. If not, it is a 50-point assignment. You'll have 25 out of 50 until you do complete it after this weekend. That's an incentive to get it done, but it won't tank your grade if you've done everything else in the class. That is graded and not just extra credit. The rough draft will be due after Thanksgiving break. As for literature, we're going to watch 2 video recaps on The Great Gatsby today, and we're going to be responding to that in a recorded voice recording in Google Classroom for that assignment to 3 different questions. And for our informational learning target today, we're going to use this space to work on outstanding work, and this means we can catch up on missing work and ask for help on anything that we haven't completed yet. All right, our week structure. So if you're just joining me for this, we do have a lesson on Mondays and Tuesdays that is pre-recorded and posted on Sunday evenings or Monday mornings. My office hours are from 10 a.m. to 12:30 on Wednesdays, normally, unless I have a doctor's appointment or some kind of meeting in the morning. And then my lesson on Thursday and Friday is usually posted sometime during the day on Wednesdays also. All right, so a little bit of mindfulness. Here is a wild baby being sweet. Moving on past that, our writing learning target today is we're going to review an essay outline procedures while incorporating quotes into our outlines. And this means we can take notes during an interview and incorporate those quotes into our essay. I gave this explanation on the Monday-Tuesday class, but I'm also going to explain it here in case repetition helps you out hearing it again, or if I'm going to explain it a little bit more in depth or using different language. Again, the rough draft is going to be due after Thanksgiving break on the 5th of December. The peer review for this second essay will be due the 12th of December, and then the final draft for essay number 2 will be due on the 19th of December. All right, so let's look at this essay outline. The essay itself is going to be 2 pages long. It's going to be an MLA format, which means it'll be double-spaced, 1-inch margins, Times New Roman 12-point font, and standard MLA heading. Your paper must include an intro with a thesis statement, 3 or 4 body paragraphs, each with a topic sentence and supporting details, and a conclusion paragraph. If you follow the outline assignment that we're going to be looking at today and that we looked at on Monday and Tuesday, then your paper will include all of those necessary parts. And we're also trying to write this one in the third person point of view and not use the first person too much, but we can use it a little bit. All right, that outline and interview is due Saturday the 14th, but we won't have any other large assignments due until after Thanksgiving break. That's intentional. The goal is for you guys to have some space to catch up next week or complete the interview if you haven't completed the interview as of this weekend. All right, so the assignment itself in Google Classroom looks like this. All of the areas shaded with this pinkish light red color are spaces where you will need to put something into this document. So anywhere you see that color, you will be doing some work. In this case, you're going to copy paste the questions from last week's assignment right here, and you're going to put your notes from the interview that you conduct here with the answers that you get to those questions. And that will be the first part of this assignment. So you're going to take the questions that you wrote last week, the 6 questions, and put them at the top. And then you're going to put the notes or responses that you got when you conducted your interview. And that could have been an email or a phone call or a Zoom call or a Google Meet. However you were able to conduct the interview, that's fine. It may have just been a conversation with an older sibling or with a parent or a guardian or with a teacher or a counselor or an administrator. However you got that interview done, you're going to put your questions up top and the answers that you got down bottom. Why are we doing that? To make this easier. So once you have all your questions and answers in this document at the top, you're going to be writing your thesis statement. And you're going to be using the same 4-part structure that we used for the This I Believe essay. Is it formulaic? Yes. Does it make it easier to write this essay? Also, yes. So my main topic or thesis that I used in my example was, I'm interested in working in coding. And for this example, I interviewed my friend Jordan, who does coding out in Seattle. And my first supporting quote or concept is the hours are really flexible, reasons why I'm interested in working in coding. The second supporting quote or concept is the work is like solving a puzzle. And the third supporting quote or concept is the pay is really competitive. So this is a 4-part thesis statement. All right, and this is not the outline for a This I Believe essay. This is the outline for essay number 2. So disregard that. All right, so we're writing our topic statement with 3 supporting parts. So I'm interested in working in coding because the hours are really flexible, the work is like solving a puzzle, and the pay is really competitive. You're going to do the same structure on the right where it says your answer goes here. So you have your topic statement about the college or career that you're interviewing someone about, and then you have 3 supporting statements that kind of follow up and break off of that. Why 3? Well, because each one of these supporting statements is going to end up becoming one of your paragraphs. And then all you have left is one final paragraph of conclusion paragraph at the end. And that's it. That conclusion paragraph is really the only thing that you need to come up with on the fly when you're doing your rough draft. Okay, so you're also going to want to include some interesting facts about your college or career that will go in the next box on the assignment. So you're going to use the internet to find out information that you didn't get from the interview, some just general facts. For your second paragraph, you're going to start with the same subject line that you use in your thesis statement from the very beginning. And that's going to go here. And that's just the sentence that was in the blue in your thesis statement. The hours are really flexible in this case. And then you're going to include a quote from your interview that supports this topic statement. Why? Because we are already on our way to being done writing this part of the essay. So the topic statement for this paragraph 2 was the hours are really flexible in coding. And the quote here is, when I am working on a coding project, I can get it all done in 5 hours generally. So that 5 hours can happen either at the beginning or the end of a project window. And then when I'm responding to this, like, what am I going to say about this? I'm not just going to drop this quote in and be done with the paragraph. I'm going to say something like, this is exciting because I really like the idea of being in charge of when I do my work. So that's going to be my response to this quote in the essay. And that's plenty of writing on here. Basically, what I need for this assignment is the support statement that you had from the beginning of this assignment, and then a quote that supports that statement. Same deal for paragraph number 3. My support statement from the beginning support was the work is like solving a puzzle. And that will go here. And then you're going to put a quote that supports that here from your interview. So this is a quote that the person you interviewed said or wrote in an email that supports what you're saying. Now, you should look at the quotes to try and figure out what you can support in your writing. So, like, the quotes are partially going to drive what your support statements are. So, if you don't have any quotes that support a statement you'd like to make, don't make that statement because you don't have any support for it. In this case, the quote was, compiling is like a gotcha game. You solve the problem and then wait for the result you hope for it. If you don't get it, you go back to the code again. What am I going to say about that? I enjoy the challenge of like a puzzle. That's the sort of work that I really like. I find that formulaic work is boring. I don't really enjoy work that isn't intellectually challenging. So, like, things that you can say that respond to the quote will be the rest of that paragraph. And then for your fourth paragraph or the last support paragraph, it's the same as the others. In this case, my example was the statement, the pay is really competitive, and that will go here, that statement. And then the quote goes down below here. And in this case, Jordan said that when he started at Angie's List, he wasn't making much more than rent, but after a few big projects, he was able to negotiate pay that was really nice. So again, this quote supports this topic statement, and then I'm going to respond to this quote when I write my rough draft, saying something along the lines of, I think it's really cool that you can negotiate your pay. I'm a little concerned about negotiating pay, though, from like a anxiety standpoint. I might not ask for enough. All right. So basically, you're going to support your support. Your topic statement for the paragraph 4 is going to drive which quote you use, and then whatever quote you use, you're going to respond to that quote. And when you do that, you're done. You're done with the vast majority of the essay. That's most of essay 2 complete. Also, you can use this space for working on your conclusion paragraph or not. If you don't, you're not going to lose points. If you do, you're not going to gain extra points. This is just some extra space for working on your conclusion paragraph. I've said this before, I'll say it again. I think that writing a conclusion paragraph during outlining is difficult, but if you are good at it, then using this space is worth your time. Okay, there are only 2 assignments this week. There is only 1 graded assignment this week required, and that is the Mastery interview notes and outline. It's due Saturday. There is an extra credit progress grade in your Gatsby recorded thoughts that's also due Saturday. And just a quick reminder, your rough draft won't be due until after Thanksgiving break, so there's plenty of time to get this interview done. You can even do this interview over Thanksgiving break and still be good to finish that rough draft. All right, so we're going to be watching 2 video recaps on The Great Gatsby, and we're going to be responding to the text using a recording technology. Chapter 9 is live. It is up in both versions, the YouTube version where I read it with you, the PowerPoint that I put together, and the slides version that you can read on your own. It is the last chapter of the book. It is over. The 3 questions that I would like you to respond to are a theme question, an authorial choice question, and a tone question. So for the theme question, how do you think the American dream was present in the text? Who had the dream? Who didn't have the dream? What sacrifices did the characters make to pursue the dream? And what was the outcome for them? For authorial choice, do you think the book ended the right way? How would you have ended it if you were the author? And what does that say about your beliefs about the American dream? And then for tone, what do you think of Nick Carraway as a narrator? Would you hang out with him or not? Do you find him sus? Among Us references. All right, the tool that I'd like you to use is this online voice recorder, and I'll show you what that looks like real quick. So you just click the button to start recording, and it will record your voice. If it's recording, you'll see your voice pop up here. Click the red button when you're finished recording, and then just hit save. That recording will be saved. When you go to turn in your assignment in Google Classroom, the assignment itself looks like this. Extra credit Gatsby final verbal response. And there's a link to this voice recorder. When you go to turn it in, you will just attach this file that's still down here. You can hit show in folder to see it. Attach this file to this assignment to turn this in. And what I'm looking for is an audio response to these 3 questions. That's all. Then you're good. The graded interview questions from last week are also here. Um, be sure to complete those before you do your interview and outline, because otherwise you won't have questions to put into your outline. All right, so we're going to look at two videos today. Both of those are John Green. I apologize if his speedy speaking style is annoying. He is a quick talker. If you don't like either of these videos, if you start tuning this out, this is the last content part of the lesson. The informational lesson today is a workspace, so this is pretty much the end of the content if you don't stick around for these two videos. We're going to watch these recaps, but this video over here, Thug Notes Classic Literature Original Gangsters Season 1 Episode 2 The Great Gatsby Thug Notes Summary Analysis, it's a really hilarious video that is not super school appropriate, but is a great breakdown of the novel themes and motifs. If John Green is not your bag, then I highly suggest checking this one out, because it's a great summary. It's a great, hilarious, like 3-minute summary of the book, and a really good breakdown analysis of the theme of the American Dream in the text. All right, so here is. I'm gonna drop these video links in the description, because I don't think that I can play them on YouTube in this video and still keep my video up. So these videos will be in the description, and we'll watch them in class. Yeah, real quick reminder that extra credit final verbal response that is due this weekend. All right. So for our informational learning target today, we're going to use this space to work on outstanding work. So this is going to be some space to catch up on missing work or ask for help on work that I haven't completed yet. What you can do during this space, it's been really quiet in the class. If you'd like me to explain something again in a different way, I absolutely don't mind doing that. I'm not going to ever get frustrated doing that, because coming up with new explanations for assignments is kind of my jam. Please, please, please say, hey, could you explain this again? And I'll be like, yeah, totally, 1,000%. And then I'll do that. And you could say, hey, could you please explain this again and use a different example? And I'll be like, yeah, totally, I would love to do that. And I really would love to do that. I'm more than happy to explain things again and use different examples. Oh yeah, just a quick house segregation timeline again from the Monday, Tuesday lessons. We will be looking at this history as we read through Raisin in the Sun starting after Thanksgiving. So this is kind of like we're going to be talking about different parts of this history as we go through that text. All right, yeah, 2 graded assignments this week. And thank you for listening. This is a quick, less than 20-minute lesson. Thanks for listening through. I hope you have a good afternoon and a good weekend. Stay safe and stay healthy. Bye.